everybody, welcome back. Today's workout is an upper body strength training focus along with a little bit of balance at the end. This workout will help you tone and tighten along with improving the range of motion in your upper body. And we're gonna actually end on some balance, improving your core and of course balance. It's important to reiterate that exercise, especially resistance training, is helpful for prevention and management of lymphedema, but make sure you listen to your body and work at a pace that's right for you. If you are starting or resuming an upper body exercise routine after cancer, you might notice tightness, numbness, or pain in areas you've had surgery or radiation, or you feel weak. Focus on range of motion. You don't even need to use weights today. Just use those arms as you can. You might also feel a little bit of numbness or tingling towards those incision areas, but make sure you avoid sharp or searing pain. For today's exercises, we're gonna be targeting the back with pull, chest with push, and then focus on some shoulder, upper body range of motion. Each exercise, as usual, will have 3 versions to demonstrate. If you are action today, you're gonna grab your set of weights, your chair, and follow along with Nydia. If you're gonna be doing challenge today, same thing. Grab your chair and some small weights, follow along with Megan. And if you're doing train today, grab maybe a little bit heavier weight, a chair if you want it. We're gonna be doing exercise there, and follow along with me. Each exercise we do is gonna be 45 seconds of movement, followed by 15 seconds of transition time to move to the next exercise. I encourage you to move at a steady tempo. 45 seconds can feel like a long time with weights, so move at your own pace if you need to. Set your weights down, shake out your arms, and then join us when you're ready. All right, let's get started. So let's grab our weights and let's start with our row exercise. So this exercise is a great way to work those big muscles of the upper and lower back. So if you'll notice, we have 3 different levels. Nydia is doing this from the chair. Megan is showing a single leg version, and I'm doing both legs in a bent over version. Everybody has a nice flat back. And remember, we wanna go nice and slow, really squeezing those shoulder blades together, but think about driving the elbows towards the hips. Good work. If you start to feel your form go, if it's hard to maintain this position, just pause, set those weights down, and join us when you can. We're almost there. We have just over 10 seconds left. How's everybody doing? Good. Good. Feels really good. And then we'll be moving into opposite muscles in just one moment. Good work, everybody. Okay, Megan and I are gonna go ahead and set our weights down and show a push-up on the chair. Nydia is gonna show this in a seated position as a chest press. All right, as we're ready, and begin. So in this position, if you're doing a push-up on your chair, you notice that you can use that single leg, the way that Megan is for balance, making it just a little bit easier. If you're not ready to do a push-up, Nydia is giving a great demonstration of how you can do a chest press in the chair, which isn't always an easy exercise, huh, Nydia? Do you feel that already?
Yes, I feel it.
Nice job. It's important that no matter what exercise that you're doing for the upper body, you're keeping your torso straight. Those back muscles pinch nice and tight between the shoulder blades. And if you're doing a push-up, definitely tighten in those abs. 10 seconds. Nice work. If you need to, just pause, especially in those push-ups, they get challenging. And join us when you can, and rest. Great work. All right, so this is gonna be our standing shoulder press, so we all will need our weights. We're gonna be standing up, showing 3 different versions of these exercises, doing the shoulder press. As you can see, Nydia is doing this in a standing position. Megan is doing an alternating, and I'm adding a little bit of that bicep curl just to get a little bit more arms in range of motion if you want a little bit more resistance. Everybody's going nice and slow, focusing on full range of motion, right? Everybody feels good?
Yes.
Arms feel a little tired after those push-ups, but always feels good to move those muscles. As those arms get tired, make sure you slow down those reps, really focus on that full range of motion, making every rep count. We're almost done. Good, and rest. Okay, our last exercise of the circuit is going to be the swing. So Nydia is gonna do this seated with 1 dumbbell. Megan's gonna do this standing with 1 dumbbell, and I'm actually gonna be using 2 dumbbells in a standing motion. So pick the one that works best for you. This is gonna be an overhead motion, maybe heart rate coming up a little bit, and begin. So I'm bringing my weights all the way up, going down to my hips, and then slow, nice and controlled on the way down, feeling maybe those upper back muscles work. You might feel your heart rate come up a little bit on this. And this is actually a great exercise to engage your core muscles, which is another bonus. How's everybody doing? Perfect. Nice work. 45 seconds is a long time, isn't it? Only when you're doing exercises like push-ups. 15 seconds, everybody. Keep working through those range of motion, that full range of motion. Nice job. 5 seconds, and then we are gonna repeat from the top. And rest. Nice job. So we are going back for round 2, back to the row exercises. Megan's gonna do this still with single, following to the other side, and AD and I are gonna do the same thing that we did in round 1. Everybody ready? All right, here we go. Let's get into that row position. So now that our muscles are nice and warmed up, you might be feeling just a little bit of fatigue, but you should still be noticing that you can move through that complete range of motion and control the weight. If you need to, again, drop the weights, choose a different weight, whatever you need to do to complete the right tension for you. Make sure you keep your back straight. "15 seconds. Doing really great, everybody. Almost there. Make sure you're keeping those nice controlled repetitions. Good. And rest. Okay, we are back to the chest press and push-up. So Megan and I are again gonna demonstrate that on the chair. If you're feeling a little bit tired, take a little bit longer transition time if you need to. Pause in the middle of that set, but try to join us for as much of the 45 seconds as you can. All right, team, here we go. Same thing on round 2, focus on range of motion first. Stopping to shake out those arms if you need to. Good work. How are we feeling? Good. Feeling any tightness?
Yes.
Me too. Nice job. All right, last 10 seconds. Try to get a couple more reps in if you can. If you need to stop early, go ahead and just get ready for the next round. And rest. Great job. Little break from chest, we're gonna go back to that shoulder press. So same thing, we need both weights, everybody. Same exercise demonstration that we did before. Nice tall posture. Grab a quick breath for those arms and begin. Pressing overhead. Same thing, you can add that shoulder press. Or I'm sorry, add that bicep curl into that shoulder press if you want to. Find whatever level that works for you. Focus on that nice, slow, and controlled. Looking really good, everybody. It's really easy during this movement to want to let those weights just fall quite down because your arms are so tired, but really force them to slow down. Make sure that you're not pushing those reps to be too quick. That really helps us get range of motion, engage the right muscles. Almost there. Nice job, and rest. All right, last exercise of the circuit is that swing. So same thing, singles for both of you. I'm gonna show 2. This time, I really want you to focus on slowing down as we bring that weight down, really working that upper body. Ready? And begin. So full extension, and then slow down, trying to go half the speed on the way down as we did on the way up. Nice work. You might be feeling a little fatigue in those arms. If you need to, you can sort of lean forward on this exercise. Use the momentum just slightly to get that range of motion and those weights overhead. Nice. 10 seconds. Just a few more seconds, everybody. Good, and relax. Okay, we are officially halfway through. Let's go ahead and do round 3. Again, back to that row. Reminder, as we're getting tired, it's especially important to focus on our posture. Make sure we're taking nice, slow, deep breaths. And begin. One really great tip during this exercise is thinking about squeezing those elbows up towards your hips, almost like you're putting them in the back pockets if you're wearing jeans. This works whether you're in the chair, you're doing singles, or standing. We want to make sure we keep those shoulders away from those ears so we don't get any extra tension in the neck. So make sure that you're also looking down, just listening for the cues versus making sure that you're trying to peek up on the screen. We are almost there. 5 seconds. Good work, and rest. Okay, we're going back to the chest press. Megan, you and I back to those push-ups again. I definitely can tell that my arms are getting a little bit more tired. So one thing that I really encourage you to do during this round is pause at the top, give yourself a little bit of a break so you kind of get through the whole 45 seconds and begin. Remember, the top of the push-up is actually a plank exercise, so it's another great way to work that core. A little more bang for your buck. Good work, everybody. Make sure you're keeping your belly button pulled in. If you're doing that push-up, squeeze that booty. It really helps engage those abs. And as usual, if that form starts to go, just pause. Shake out those arms and join us when you can. We are almost there. We just have 5 seconds left, maybe one more rep. And relax. Okay, back to that shoulder press. Grabbing those weights, both weights for everybody. Arms getting tired a little bit. Yes, feeling the burn. Me too. All right, ready? And begin. There's a lot of different options that you can do with shoulder press. You'll notice today that we're doing a narrow arm position. That actually allows a little bit more range of motion. If you have really tight shoulders, pressing with your palms forward may be really difficult, so pressing with your palms in can be really useful. Everybody's a little bit different on what their strength and mobility is, so do whatever works for you. It's also likely, if you've had any surgeries or treatments, that one arm does not move to the full range of motion as the other, and that is totally okay. This is your workout. Last 5 seconds. Nice job, and rest. All right, this is gonna be our swing exercise, so remember, you just need one weight for this exercise. Same thing we're gonna focus as we did on round 3, which is slowing our resistance on the way down, our tempo, working the upper body. Ready? And begin. Does anybody like this exercise? Or is it torturous?
It's okay, I like this one.
Feels like a nice break from some push-ups, but it's definitely challenging. Last 20 seconds, and then we're off to our last round of exercises for today. 15 seconds. Good work. Use those hips a little bit if you need to. Use that torso. Last 5 seconds. And rest. All right, we're going to our last round, back to our row. Make sure that you got both of your weights. If you're gonna be doing double, Megan, you're doing the one single one again. Last round, last set of rows. Are we ready? In 3, 2, and begin. So as you're working through this last set, those arms are probably feeling a little bit tired. If you're feeling anything in your lower back, make sure you lift your torso up just a little bit higher to allow your abs to engage and take some pressure off your low back. If you're feeling good, you can go ahead and stay into that low position. You can also take a different hand position, showing with like your palms forward. Might feel a little bit better on your shoulders or your elbows. Remember, this is your workout, so if it feels good, I want you to go ahead and do it. Last 10 seconds. Almost there, give me one more repetition and rest. Great job, we're done with those. So we're gonna be doing our last set of push-ups. Nadia, your last set of chest press. What do you think, Megan, you ready? Arms get a little tired, shake them out. Good job. All right, ready? And begin. If you're doing a push-up with Megan and I, One thing I want you to really think about is as you're pushing your chest away from the chair, maybe you're doing this on a countertop, think about pinching your shoulder blades together, and that you're pushing your upper body away. That helps you engage your abs. If you're doing a chest press like Nadia is, you can think about inclining or declining your torso and changing your range of motion just to make sure it's more comfortable as your arms get a little bit tired, as they will during these exercises. Good work, everybody, 10 seconds. Nice, looks beautiful. And rest. Okay, we're doing that shoulder press one last time. We are so almost there. Make sure you grab those weights, standing up really tall. Make sure we have nice tight abs and good posture. All right, ready? And begin. Same thing, if those arms are getting tired, slow that range of motion down. Don't worry about going too fast. We don't ever want to get momentum. We want to focus on quality reps. Drop those weights if you need to. Just do your upper body, just your arms. Definitely can be plenty of tension. How we doing? Good. Anybody feeling tired shoulders?
Yes.
Me too. 15 seconds. See if you can get a few more repetitions in. Those arms are super tired. Just go ahead and pause. Take that full rest. Join us in our last movement. Good. And rest. Okay, last movement of the day is those swings. So we need those singles for you, both of you ladies and me. I'm gonna take the doubles. All right, here we go. Are we ready?
Yes.
Ready to be done?
Yes.
Yes. Good work, everybody. All right, here we go. If you're having a challenging time getting those arms to straight, think about when they come overhead, give them a little punch to the ceiling, taking the bend out of the elbows. That momentum can just help you with a few more repetitions. Kind of break up some scar tissue can be really useful. Almost there. Good work, everybody. 20 seconds. Last 10 seconds, see if you can get a few more repetitions in. If you need to, just go ahead and pause. All right, great job, everybody. How do you feel?
Great. Great.
Awesome. So now we're gonna take a break from those upper body exercises and we're gonna do some balance. So let's get those weights out of the way and let's move that chair because sometimes when you're tired or you might have neuropathy, you need a little bit of assistance. So we're gonna be doing those balance exercises, 2 rounds, it's each movement. So we're gonna be changing up that foot position. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So for the balance exercises today, we have 3 different options that challenge that balance. Nadia's gonna demonstrate a tandem position, Megan's gonna demonstrate standing on one leg, and I'm gonna demonstrate an exercise called a dipping bird that has a little bit more range of motion. So let's go ahead and get started. So with these 3 exercises, you're standing always on one foot or using a dominant foot forward. You're gonna probably notice that one foot feels easier. Typically, it's not the one that we start with because we typically start with our strongest side. One of the things about balance also, it's really important to think about having good posture, but also pressing your foot into the floor if you can. Posture is important and use that chair as much as you can. Make sure you embrace those wobbles. Just join us as you can and switch. So we're going right into that opposite side. I definitely notice this side feels a little bit tighter. How do you feel noticing one side might be a little more balanced? Nadia, how do you feel on the tandem?
I feel good on the tandem.
Good. All right, and switch. One more round. So this time it might feel a little bit easier because you're a little bit more comfortable with that movement, or you could be feeling really tired from that workout, noticing that you're feeling a little bit more shaky, even though we didn't really work those legs today. One of the most important things about a balance exercise is moving at a tempo that feels good for you and using that chair or another way to be assistive to make sure that you can complete range of motion and not just be wobbling all around. All right, last time switch, 30 seconds. Good work, everybody. I don't know about you, but I feel my arms are a little tired holding onto that chair. Did really great work today. All right, we just have 10 seconds left. Almost there. 3, 2, and rest. Great job, everybody. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.